wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, work done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
And back from the weekend, everybody. How you guys doing? Big Mike, Rob Calloway, the Sports Kings, right back at you with Sports Kings Live, the ultimate in internet broadcasting. Don't forget we're on Spreaker.com. You guys can get us on your Apple device, your Windows device, your Android device via the Spreaker app. Make sure you guys get that because Rob is going to be tweeting the link to our live interactive chat room so you guys can be a part of the show as well. You're probably wondering, what is that Twitter account, Big Mike? I'm about to tell you. It's at Sports Kings Live. You can also use that as our Instagram and our Facebook accounts. You guys can also email the show, sportskingslive@gmail.com would be that email. Welcome back from the weekend. Rob Calloway, everybody out there listening. What's going on, brother?
Yeah.
How was the weekend?
It's all good, man. You sound fired up, pumped, and ready to go. Excited to talk about this Triple Crown horse racing that happened over the weekend.
Definitely. I got a couple Clydesdales I want to talk about today. Yeah. Yeah, it's going digital like that.
Big weekend, though.
Yeah.
Big weekend. We had the kickoff of power. we had the kickoff of power Saturday.
Or as I like to call it, Chesticle Watch 2015.
Yes. I also had, and I know you didn't watch it, but we had some boxing action that happened. Miguel Cotto was in action Saturday night on HBO.
Correct.
So, yeah, I know. So I had the opportunity to shake him out as I'm talking about, boy, he obliterated that dude. But then, of course, last night we had the NBA Finals game, too. And it was all that, brother. Great weekend. Great weekend.
Oh, wow. Great weekend we got. All right. Yeah, so, what the hell? We might as well. We'll get to the game here in a sec. Well, let me set the show up, let you guys know what's coming up on today's show. Or it's usually like a shot in the dark, what we hope to get to in today's show. So we'll give it a shot again today. We'll talk a little Triple Crown and some of the other, auxiliary sports that happened over the weekend as well. Still got this NCAA stuff staring at me, as well as some new information today as it relates to the NCAA. Some Major League, one little small Major League Baseball thing that I kind of. I got a chance to watch some baseball this weekend and watch some of the baseball highlight shows this weekend, and got pretty informed. I got smarter as far as baseball is concerned this weekend. So if I get a chance, we'll share that with you guys as well. Some Atlanta Hawks news. Like this offseason, man, the Hawks have been in the national news because I told you guys when we started the show this wasn't going to be some localized situation. By the way, shout out to all the people around the world who've been listening to Sports Kings Live. Yeah, like
we in Africa.
Yeah, we're at the motherland now. That's pretty hot. It's only like 1%, but who gives a damn? Like shout out to you guys, man.
Hey,
thank you. We
shout out
appreciate
to the 1%.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you guys for that. So yeah, we're not gonna do like a local show, but certain times, like here lately, especially during basketball season, the local team has been a part of the national news, and even now in the off season, a couple of times now. Not even a couple of times, some more than that. They've been in the news. So we'll talk a little Atlanta Hawks as well. Don't forget, we'll also do, Rob's not going to let me forget, and I won't forget. Well, Rob's not going to let me forget. I'll put it off on him. He's not going to let me forget to do our daily look back in the history of sports. We call it On This Day, where we kind of try to educate you guys as far as the history of sports, not only the three majors, the basketball, football, and baseball, but, other stuff, horse racing, stock car driving, or race car driving, NASCAR driving, whatever you want to call it, boxing, everything falls into our On This Day segment. So you guys be looking out for that. All right. Before we get into the NBA Finals, we've got to talk about.
Hey, man, Dominique Wilkins got a statue, dog.
Damn right he do. You damn right. You damn right, Dominique got a damn statue. You better know that. Yeah. Shout out to Coop. Like now he's like my personal troll now, dude. I made a mention because I mentioned the Golden State Warriors having more bullets than the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his retort to that was, but the Cavs have the bullet. Now that's going to keep coming up because apparently I told everybody this series was going to be a sweep. Of course I didn't. I'm not a fool. I am, but not that big of one. But anyway, we'll get into that here in a second. We got to talk power, dude. We got to talk about this terrible show that 50 Cent has created. Like, it's the worst. Like, the show and the concept isn't that bad, but the character development, oh my God. I've never in my history, I'm an avid TV watcher, dude. I love good TV. You know, I'm
right.
like the Netflix guy. I'm like all the cable channels, dude. I'm that guy, right? But this show, like the fact that it picks up, like no show does this, dude. It picks up like right the next day after everything happens in the season finale.
Right.
Here's the problem with that. Don't expect to see ghost kids then because one of them was a baby. And because the show picks right up, that baby would have to still be a baby. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the kids can't grow up then if that happens. Like, that part of it wasn't thought out.
So it's just like a full continuation.
Right. It's like the next episode.
Yeah, you get a day and a night. Yeah, you get like a night, a day, and then the next morning or that night or something like that. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Most things pick up a couple months down the road, and then what they do in the next season, they kind of just allude to the things that happened that you may have missed while the show was on hiatus. Not this show. Next day, the girl, she's running out of the club in first scene, dude. Where if you never seen the show, don't worry about it. You're not missing much. But the chick that shoots the other chick in the club, the show picks up with her running out of the club. All right.
Right.
I'm good. You know, yeah, this is basically my problem with the show. Same problem I had last year. Like, no crime boss, no dude who's made it to the point that this dude is. He's in the penthouse of a New York City condominium or whatever complex, right? But meanwhile, him and his boy who built the whole organization is still doing street work. Like, at one point, this dude is in the hood with a suit on, like probably like a $4,000 suit, begging a corner boy to take his business. What?
Yeah.
What the hell? And then they come up with the great idea that, yeah, we're at the top of this crime pyramid. You know what we ought to do? Like, with our own hands, go kill a Fed. What? Who has ever heard of that? Like, who ain't got no hitters to be like, look, we got to take this person out. Do it and don't get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird. The characters are weird, dude. Like, the show, like...
Yeah. I mean, you know, but what was crazy is how, is that dude disappeared. Tommy disappeared on Ghost. You know, come to find out, you know, Tommy was at his mama's house. I mean, because the whole way they had that set up where you actually thought maybe somebody... Like, he was in somebody's house and they caught him. You know what I mean?
Because your boy would never look for you at your mom's crib. That's the perfect place to hide.
Of course not. I mean, and what he say on the phone, like, that just wasn't usual. She didn't invite me up there. And then, not only that, but how offended would you be if I showed up at your mom's house with a bag of your coat?
Well, I don't know how offended he could be. He was doing blow with his mom. Him and mom was doing blow together.
Well,
this is the weirdest show ever, dude. The fact that his lifelong homeboy turned on him in a minute, was about to kill. Well, said he was about to kill him because I can't trust him anymore. Wait a minute, this your dude from day one. At no point did you think, look, man, I just heard this chick busting the door and say she was a Fed. Did you know? Nah, not that. That dude just went and got a bunch of money and went and hid at mom's crib. Yeah. Look, dude, if it wasn't for the Lala thing, I'd been out. Because here's the other thing, too. Like, they showed him and the little Puerto Rican chick having sex. Like, that thing is kind of, I'm not complaining about seeing, you know, free breastage, but it don't have to be there. That's like 50 seconds of the show that you could be working on plot development. I understand they're in a relationship, and I understand they're screwing. Nothing happened in that scene, that sex scene, that was like, okay, yeah, that fills in the gap of this particular instance within the show. Nah, it was just him banging this Puerto Rican chick, and you got to see her breasticles. But, you know, again, not complaining, just saying. As far as the show is concerned, it didn't really add anything. And plus, hers were kind of funny shape too, dude. They weren't like, I don't know, whatever, dude. Yeah. Yeah, as well as being a connoisseur of TV, I'm a connoisseur of the breasticles too.
Of the breasticles.
Yeah, dude. Trying to judge them like fine wine. You swish it around in your mouth, and anyway, that's inappropriate.
Well, it's just, it is what it is. I almost said something racially insensitive, but
God, so now you stop? Like today is the day?
I caught myself.
Today is the day, right? Yeah, reform happens today on Sports Kings Live, apparently. I don't know. All right, so moving on. Okay, we move on to this.
And the Warriors are going to run it out here. Curry bounces ahead to Klay Thompson. It's broken up by Shumpert. The ball comes to Tristan Thompson, and this one is over. The Cavaliers claim game 2 in overtime. Final score, Cavaliers 95, Warriors 93 in overtime.
Yes, that is the final call, courtesy of course, Cavaliers Radio Network. The Warriors Radio Network would not be that enthusiastic about the loss. Trust me.
Hey, every time I hear like an announcer say overtime, like I'm never really impressed because after working with Dan Kamal, who now is with the New York Rangers, like that dude, like when we would go to overtime, the Thrashers, he'd be like, overtime.
Well, he's a nut job. That's why Dan Kamal's a nut job.
I love that dude.
Okay, first and foremost, the business side. Well, not the business, but the update. Kyrie Irving, breaking news, had successful surgery on that fractured kneecap because apparently, at some point in our lives, we're gonna get a report that says, yeah, that surgery was botched. Dr. James Andrews fell off. We're gonna get that report at some point, but not on this one.
I mean, he's almost 80. It's coming.
Successful.
He's not 80. He's almost 80.
He had successful knee surgery, Kyrie Irving. All right.
And here's the thing. I thought you couldn't be a medical doctor at the third age. Ain't 80 too old to be sitting there trying to work on somebody?
Are you sure he's 80? First of all,
I mean, he's old. If he's not 80, he's close. He's old.
Well, what's close? 60? What's close?
70 something.
Now, are you sure he's 70 something?
I mean, Dr. James Andrews has been around for a long time, man. I remember back in the 80s.
Question is, are you sure he's 70 something? Mark Zeno. I'm positive. One of those numbers.
Yeah, he's 70. Hold on. 70 something. Yeah, he is.
He's 70 something.
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Well, to answer your question then, maybe you can't be one at 80, but he's not 80, so there you have it. Question answered. All right. So Kyrie Irving, Dr. James, I guess, because he does everybody's knees and elbows and everything, so I'm just going to guess he did
that surgery. Dude is rich. He's rich.
But I guess we'll start with Kyrie Irving's replacement. One young Australian rules football player, former Australian rules football player, 24-year-old kid named Andrew Dellavedova, of which, by the way, I learned yesterday that apparently Rob Calloway is the founder and proprietor of the Andrew Dellavedova fan club.
No, man.
Apparently that's what's happening now.
No, man. Go ahead. Keep going.
I thought you was going. Okay, if you're not going to refute it, okay.
No, I'm saying. I mean, I'm not the president of the Dellavedova fan club, but
okay, there's a but. Which means everything before the but is null and void. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that. But I respected what he did last night. I do respect that.
Explain that to us. Explain what he did. This is going to be the first conversation. Okay. What did Matthew Dellavedova do?
All right. Well, see, here's what Golden State didn't do. Let me start with that. Here's what they didn't do. They didn't set a lot of picks for Dellavedova to have to fight through the open stuff for the to give him the open shot. Like a lot of times Dellavedova was just on him. And Carlos from Envision Marketing was on Twitter last night and we had a little dialogue, and it's just like here's the thing. He was saying that if Dellavedova was playing good defense, then Steph Curry wouldn't get the ball in his hands. That sounds like football. That the receiver wouldn't get his hands on the ball, but in basketball, it's completely different. And I know what I was seeing yesterday. I was seeing this dude. He wasn't quote unquote shutting Steph down, but there were more than a few times that dude made Steph have to adjust his shot, made Steph have to rush his shot, He was on Steph. He was on him. You know, he stuck with him, and like I said, that's because Golden State did not create a situation where Dellavedova had to fight through screens. Now, we've seen Dellavedova